Okay, what's up, guys? What's up, y'all? So, gonna try something a bit. Well, I'm back, man. We're back. So this was yesterday's trade. Today is Friday, and this was yesterday's 4:30 trade. As you can see, it went into a bit of profits. It went down. I said this was our first take profit, and it went up until there, and then it just reversed and took us out. So yeah, that happened. Now let's look at today. What we can look for today. What we can expect the market to be doing today. So first, first we look at our general structure, and then if we get our general structure, then we look for our confirmations using indicators. Um, this is what time frame are we on? We're on the 5 minute time frame, and I already see a bunch of confirmations. There's a confirmation there, but we won't take that. That's a bit too far. So we'll take this one right here. There's a confirmation right here. So that already confirms this trend line. As another confirmation right here, but this is too far, so we won't take this. This one is proper because it's right there. So the only thing we can do right now, we can look to take this thing down again. Let's look to take this thing down again. Let's look to take this thing down again. Why are we taking it down? If this thing closes as a sell confirmation, if this closes as a sell confirmation, meaning if we get another green bar right here, then we get another light gray, and then we could look to take this thing down. But okay, we already have a solid green bar. That's good. That's good. Let me see if here we got a confirmation for the sell, because this would be really good. Okay, we have a confirmation for a sell right there. Let's go to the 1 minute and see what's happening in the 1 minute time frame. Let's see another sell right here. This is also perfect. Let's see. It seems like there was a sell here, and it completely got X'd out, right? So what I'm seeing is gonna happen here, right? This thing is gonna sell. If we get a sell confirmation right here, it is gonna sell. However, what's more likely to happen, it's only gonna be a temporary sell. It's gonna come back. It's gonna come back and hit our stop loss. If this thing does sell, because I'm seeing double sell confirmations, so this thing is gonna sell. This thing is going to sell. Let's just check on the 5 minute time frame. That's once we get our light gray here on the 5 minute, then I'll put in our stop losses, our risk to reward, and then we'll do that. But yeah, once this thing confirms a downtrend movement, what time is it now? It's 4:30. Okay, 4:31. Yeah, so let's just wait for the let's just wait to see how these bars close, and then we'll put in our entry. I want to show you guys something. So you see what happened here last time. Last time we had this happening. We had these confirmations, these sell confirmations, and then market moved against a bit. Let me check how serious that was. In saying that, I mean, if I can see a fake out. I can't see anything really there. Okay, let's go 5 minutes. Yeah, yeah, okay, yeah. So you see how here we had this from immediately from this one already. We had this kind of thing happen. Okay, let's go to 1 minute. Maybe it'll show it a lot clearer and it'll make a bit more sense. It'll, well, not a bit more sense, but it'll be easier to explain. We have still have 4 minutes until we get another confirmation there. So look at this. We had a sell confirmation here, right? Then market went up and then it pushed down again. Had a sell confirmation, went up and pushed down again. Sell confirmation, went up and pushed down. But look at what happened. It did sell. It did sell indeed. But my thingy, my take profit was here. So yesterday something really crazy happened. Like yesterday my sister really hooked me up a lot, bro. Like she invested in me. She gave me some racks, and I used that to enter this exact trade right here. I think I had an entry here, and then I had another entry down here, and then I think I had another entry here. So when went down here, I really thought it would come and get our take profit, our first take profit here, but it reversed and it hit my stop loss. So that was a huge mental blow to me yesterday. Thoughts just kept coming back and all those things happening. But it was just 100. It was 100. It was basically 5 USD, really 6 USD. That's how much I invested. So yesterday with my analysis, I managed to figure out with wait, what time is it? Okay, one more minute. With XAU USD, our risk, the amount of risk I can take with 100 rands is from here. I can say eight thingy, 8 points. So plus 2, which is 230. So it's 230. So it's basically this. Basically, this is the amount of risk I can take with 0.0 lot size on the micro XAU USD. That's one lot size. So if I'm gonna be putting 2 positions, I'm probably gonna only have a margin of like 4 points, right? So that's what I learned yesterday. So let's do this. Let's put this right here. This was yesterday's trade, and I'm gonna reference it now. Okay, now let me just switch back to 5 minutes and see if we can find the entry right here. Okay, seems like there's no entry still. We're still waiting on an entry. Until we get that confirmation, until we get a solid gray line, I'm not gonna put in an entry. I'm just waiting on that. If we don't get that, then it's fine. We just don't have an entry for today. It's fine. Then market is probably just gonna, if we don't get that below, let me rather put it like this. If we don't get that sell confirmation below this trend line, right, and we get a sell confirmation somewhere up here, it would mean that that sell confirmation is just the place to enter. So if you're willing to take that entry, what we will do, we'll draw like a trend line, and then we'll use that as like an inverse entry. So we'll enter for the longs, for the buys, right? And then obviously our take profit will probably be somewhere up here. That's going to be our first take profit because it's most running through that top trend line right there. Our first take profit though would probably be somewhere here. This would be our first take profit. This right here would be our first take profit. And why that would be our first take profit? Because of the same theory that we have going on here. I'm going to go to a smaller time frame. Okay, see, it looks like it's going up. I'm going to show you guys why that would be our first take profit. um, as you guys can sort of see, and I'm going to try my best to explain. Here we had this kind of movement going on, where we had this first indicator and these two indicators forming a trend line. So this is a strategy called one. Actually, I'm going to call it two because one already exists as the MMC footprint, my own version of the MMC footprint, where you study the formation of these indicators. As if they're not broken, then it increases the probability of this thing selling. But now I learned something new about this. I learned that if these are not broken but they're tested, right? Where's that book? I'm gonna write it down. I need to. Oh, there it is. Okay, yeah. If these are not broken but they're tested, it it decreases the probability of this thing completely going to that take profit, right? So it's a lot better if they just there and they're not tested. Meaning, if see this tests that indicator, and that tests this indicator. So without those testings, it increases the probability of this being a strong downtrend, right? Yeah, bear in mind this is still just a observation. It's not really straight on. And in the same way, like I was saying here, in the same way I was saying while we're waiting for that confirmation on the 5 minute, because you can clearly see that here we have these buy indicators that are being tested or broken rather, right? So if anyone is willing to, I wouldn't be completely against using this as a buy confirmation, because it's literally what I'm trying to say about waiting, right? You can also do that. You could also do that, but I'd strongly suggest waiting for that confirmation on the 5 minute time frame. What time is it now? 4:40. Okay, there should be another confirmation right now. There should be another. There we go. There we go. This is what we're looking for. This is what we're looking for. If this stays this color, that is exactly what we're looking for. And then we'll put in our indicator, and our risk obviously will have to be that 8 points or 4 points depending on how many positions you'll be taking. Yeah, and then obviously our first take profit would be right here. Another thing that I'm gonna try my best to study up on is the angle, is this angle. You see this angle opposed to, I'm gonna show y'all, opposed to that angle right there, the one right below my face cam. I'm gonna try to understand the significance of these angles, like what they mean, and in terms of momentum and whatnot. But I do think there's definitely a meaning. But my point with this being our first take profit is because, in the same sense, like we said there, usually when market comes to that point, it does kind of reverse. What happened yesterday, I'm gonna show y'all quickly. Let me just look to see. So yeah, if anyone is down, I would suggest it would really be a cool like sniper entry, trying to enter this trade right here, right? And then saying this is 255 plus 8, that's 63, 263, right? And then putting that like this. There's still 3 minutes though, so I wouldn't really rush into this trade. But from what I'm seeing right now, it does look good. It does look good. The reason why I'm saying it does look good is because it broke this trend line on the 1 minute. That's another reason why I'm saying it does look good. That is another reason why I'm saying it does look good. Because it broke this trend line on the 1 minute. That's one reason. that's one reason. We still have 3 minutes to go, which is like 3 candlesticks on the 1 minute, that is. But yeah, I'm gonna put that risk to reward over there. Gonna put that risk to reward over there. I like it being there. Then we're looking for the sells. But like I said, because of this factor, the fact that these indicators were tested, the sell was tested, that sell was tested, this sell was tested, that one was also kind of tested right here. That one was also tested with that over there. Because they have been tested, I would really say this thing is gonna sell, but it's gonna come back up again. It's gonna sell, but it's going to come back up again. It's going to sell, but it's going to come back up. Something I just learned, like literally right now. I just learned that, and I learned that the hard way because, bro, what happened yesterday was really not cool, bro. Yesterday I was just going through a lot of emotions, bro. A lot of emotions. You know, it's so good when you're losing your own money, but like once you start losing your family's money. But one thing I will say, whenever I do be trading with money I've been given, it's money I've been given as like it's mine, like take, I'm giving you. It's not like money I'm giving you and you have to go do something. So yesterday I was holding a trade worth like 700, chasing 800, but my goal was to close at least 1,000, and I couldn't, bro. I couldn't. It didn't get to that point. It didn't get to that point. What's the time frame? Yeah, that's the time frame. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna leave it at this, guys, and then we'll check on this on the over the weekend, and then I'll tell y'all what's happening. We'll check on this over the weekend. Wait, we'll check on this over the weekend. Yeah, but for right now, definitely take the sell, and then use that as first TP, and then obviously this right here would be our second take profit. Let me just fix it real quickly. Let me just fix it. This will be our second take profit, and then yeah, I'm pleased with those two TPs. Right now, is this 5 minute? You see, we finally got our confirmation, so let's do this. We finally got our confirmation, so let's do that. Anyway, guys, yeah, let me leave it at this. We'll come back over the weekend and then we'll analyze this week's few trades.